Hi guys, welcome to the latest Smash the Math lesson. Today we're going to be looking at calculating the area of a circle. So as with all these videos, make sure you follow the tips to get the most out of them. Watch the video first without pausing it, watch it a second time and then do the work with me. Make sure you pause it if you need to, if I'm going too quickly. Watch the video one more time all the way through and then attempt the questions at the end before you watch the answers. Remember, that's really important. Check your answers. If you've got them right, that's great, you can move on. If you haven't got them right, that's also fine, but you might need to go back over the video and watch it. Please don't leave the video until you've managed to get most of the questions right. Okay, so we're looking at a couple of things today. First thing we're going to look at, just to remind you, is what the diameter and the radius of a circle are, because we need to know those for when we're calculating the area. I'm also obviously going to show you how to calculate the area of a circle using the formula. You will need to use your calculator today, because most of the stuff we're going to be doing today is on the calculator. Right, okay, so let's take a look then. So, first things first, let's just get the calculator bit out of the way. So, the two functions we're going to be using today on the calculator is this one here. Now, it might not be exactly the same on your calculator, but you will be able to find it, which is the squared button. Okay, we'll come to that in a minute. And then down here on my calculator, you can just about see it there, is the pi button. And it's in orange, which means I have to press shift and then press that button. Okay, so we need the squared button and we need the pi button. Okay, the pi function, you need to find that, that's really important. Okay, so let's take a look then at the radius and diameter. So the diameter of a circle is basically going from one side of the circle all the way to the other side of a circle, making sure we go through the center. So that's the radius. So the distance from this side to this side is the diameter, sorry. So the diameter could be, excuse my wiggly lines, from this side to this side, because it's going through the center of the circle, okay? And again, the diameter could be here, because it's going from one side to the other, through the center of the circle. So that's the diameter, okay? It measures the distance from one side of the circle to the other, going through the center. Okay, the radius, if I show you, if we draw the center roughly here, so here's the radius. The radius goes from the center of the circle to the edge. So that's the radius, okay? That could also be the radius. That could also be the radius. That could also be, and so on. Okay, so as long as it goes from the edge of the circle to the center, that's the radius. And the radius is half the diameter, that's really important. So the radius is basically the diameter divided by 2. It's half of it, okay? That's really, really important when we start to do the area in a second, okay? Lastly, I want you to write down, if you can now, is the formula, because we're going to start using that. So the formula to find the area of a circle, so the space inside it, is area, or area of a circle, equals pi r squared. That's how you will see it written, okay? And remember, it's a formula because this part is showing us how to calculate a specific thing, in this case, the area of a circle. Now, I could write this out. Remember in algebra, okay, here, inside here is a times. So actually the area is pi, this is the pi, remember you've got to use the pi button down here, times r, which is the radius, squared. And I could write this out even more. Remember, squared means times by itself. It's up here on my calculator. So area is pi times the radius times the radius times by itself. If I was to write it out fully, we don't need to do that, okay? So the area of a circle is pi times the radius squared, or the radius times the radius. Right, let's take a look at some examples and you'll see what I mean. Okay, so here's the first one. So first thing we always do, or please, always when you're practicing, write the formulas out. I've said this before because it's really important, it helps you to remember them. You won't get given these formulas if you're doing a test or an exam. So the area is pi times r squared. We look at our circle here. We've got the radius here because it's from the center to the edge, which is 10. So that's brilliant. All I need to do is put pi times 10, because that's the radius, squared. Now I know what 10 squared is. That's 10 times 10, so I don't need to do that bit on my calculator. So that's pi times 100. I grab my, oops, silly me. I can grab my calculator rather than throwing it on the floor. and breaking it. So I'm going to do my pi button on my calculator times 100. And on my calculator, when I do that, it just gives me 100 pi, okay? Which I don't want. I want the actual decimal answer, I want the actual area. So I have to press the SD button on my calculator. If I go back here, you can see it. So the SD button on my calculator is here, okay? That gives me the decimal answer. So let's press that. And so my answer, the area, to 2 decimal places, I'm going to round it to 2 decimal places, 314.16 centimetres in this case, squared. Okay? So the area of that circle is that. Let's take a look at the next example. So again, write my formula out. Okay? So again, I've got the radius here, which is 15, so I can substitute that in. Pi times 15 squared. This time I'm going to put it in my calculator. So 15 squared, just so you know, if I write this out, is pi times 225. Okay? So I'm just going to put that in my calculator and press the SD button. And my area is 706.86 centimetres, run out of space, centimetres squared. It's centimetres here, that's the units. Okay, right, let's take a look at the next one. So write my formula out. Now be careful, this is where you can make a mistake. Lots of people go, okay, brilliant, pi times 12 squared. If you have a look at this circle, this time it's given us the diameter, not the radius. So remember, I need to use the radius in my formula to work it out. And remember, the radius is half the diameter, so that's fine. All I need to do is half that. So half the 12 is 6. So area is pi times 6 squared. Well, I know 6 squared, 6 times 6 is 36. So I can put that in my calculator. And I get the area after pressing my SD button of 13.1 centimetres squared. Okay, 2 more examples. So again, I look at my circle, it's giving me the diameter, so I need half of that. So half of 18 is 9, so I'm checking the question before I start, don't assume anything. So area equals pi times 9, because I want the radius squared. Well, 9 times 9 is 81. Remember, if you're not sure, you can put it in your calculator. Let's work that out. So 81 is pi, and I get 254.47 centimetres squared. Okay, right, last one. Now this is a little bit different. Here, I've got a semicircle, which is half a circle, so that's brilliant. And they're giving me the diameter, not the radius. So before I start, I'm just understanding what information I've been given. I've got to find the area of that semicircle. So, same formula. What I'm going to do, actually, if I just rub that out a minute, give myself a bit of room. I'm going to work out, first of all, the area, excuse my drawing, of the whole circle, just like normal. So the area equals pi times r squared. R is half of 7, so it's 3.5. I'm going to put that in my calculator. And I get, so the area of the whole circle is 38.48 centimetres squared. The semicircle is half of it, so all I need to do is half that answer. Okay, so 38.48 effectively divided by 2. And I get 19.24, sorry, run out of space, centimetres squared. Okay, so you will get questions like that. That's just half the semicircle, half the circle. Work it out as if it was a whole circle and just half your answer, because you only want half the area of the circle, effectively. Okay, so in a second it's time to pause and work on some of the questions. Remember the tips, always write out the formula Okay, area equals pi times r squared. Make sure you use your calculator. Okay, write out the steps when you're doing the method. That's really important. And good luck. So here are the questions. So they get a little bit harder as you go. So there's some tricky ones for you to think about down here. Just to explain these two questions at the end here, what we're looking for is the area of the blue part. So a little tip for those, work out the area of the rectangle, then work out the area of the circle and take the area of the circle away as if you're cutting that circle out. Okay, and again, same with this triangle, find the area of the triangle. If you can't remember how to find the area of triangles, there's a video on my channel to help you to do that, so you can go back and have a look at that. Find the area of the circle and again take that away from the area of the triangle as if you're cutting that circle out with a pair of scissors. Okay, good luck. Try to do as many questions as you can before you check your answers. Okay, hopefully you've had a go at some of those questions. I'm going to put the answers up now, make sure you mark them. Remember, if you don't get them right, that's fine. Go back and have another go at what I've just shown you. So here come the answers. Good luck, hope you get them right. Okay, so there's your answers. So that's the end of the lesson for today. Hope you've learned something. So we looked at calculating the area of a circle. Remember, be careful. The tips are, look at the question first. Are you being given the radius or are you being given the diameter? Remember, if you're given the diameter, half it before you start. Always, always, always write down the formula to help you remember. Well, thanks for watching. Hope you have a lovely day. Take care. Speak to you soon.